Here's what a test item may look like in this excerpt, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. We lived on the main residential street in town, Atticus, Gemini, plus Caprinia, our cook. Gemini found our father satisfactory. He played with us, read to us, and treated us with courtesy, detachment. Our mother died when I was 2, so I never felt her absence. She was a Graham from Montgomery. Atticus met her when he was first elected to the state legislature. The narrator is telling the story in which point of view? And here you have your 5 options. You have option 1, first person, 2, second person, 3, third person limited, 4, third person multiple, and then 5, third person omniscient. Need your high school diploma? Your Path for Adult Learners offers 24/7 online GED and HiSET preparation courses for adults that are seeking to earn their high school credential. Learn more about our program at yourpathforadultlearners.com. So hopefully you had an opportunity to review the chart that's on the previous slide, because you want to make sure that you are familiar with your various points of views in which a narrative can be told in order to answer this question and similar test questions. So now let's take a minute to look at the chart and review the various point of views. So here we have first person point of view. And so when a narrative is being told in the first person point of view, the main character is actually the one that is telling the story. And so some of the pronouns that you'll actually see when a narrative is being told in the first person point of view are I, me, mine, we, us, and ours. Next, you have your second person point of view. And usually, this point of view is presented in speeches where instructions are being given to the reader or in a personal letter. So some of the pronouns that you'll actually see when the second person point of view is being used are you, your, yours. Then you have your third person point of view, and when this point of view is being used in a narrative, the narrator is not actually in the story. However, the narrator is speaking from the perspective of the characters that are in the story. And some of the pronouns that you'll actually see when the third person point of view is being used are he, she, it, him, her, his, hers, its, they, them, their. Then you have what are extensions of your third person point of view. For example, you have third person limited, and when this point of view is being presented in a narrative, the narrator is actually telling the story from only one of the characters in the story point of view. Then you have your third person multiple, where the narrator is actually telling the story from a multiple of characters' point of view that are in the story. And then lastly, you have your third person omniscient, and when this point of view is being used in a narrative, it is actually being told from an all-knowing perspective. So in this case, the narrator knows everything that's going on in the story and tells the story from that perspective. So you will get information about what the characters are thinking, how they're feeling, and so on. In this particular point of view, the narrator also will share his or her perspective about the story as well. We usually identify this particular point of view as being told from God's point of view. Okay? So now when we go back to our excerpt here, we can see that some of the pronouns that are being used in this particular narrative are we, We also see I. We have our here, us. And so just by looking at the pronouns or being able to identify these pronouns or being familiar with these pronouns that are associated with your first person point of view, you're able to tell that this narrative is being told by the narrator in the first person point of view. And so, in terms of answering our question, the narrator is telling the story in which point of view, and we know that the story is being told in the first person's point of view. So you want to make sure, again, that you are familiar with the various types of point of views in which a narrative can be told, and being able to identify which pronouns are used in these various points of views. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and watch out for more videos to come your way. Remember, you can learn more about our 24/7 online GED and HiSET preparation courses by visiting our website at www.yourpathforadultlearners.com.